First, the news on STEM Radio Vision, Elisha. First, the headlines. Tinubu nominates Magnus Abe, 20 others to NUPRC and MDPRA boards. INEC resumes nationwide voter registration, begins second phase. Heavy security as local government staffers resume in Ocean State. Manchester United sack Ruben Amorim. We need Greenland. Trump repeats threat to annex Danish territory. Now the news in full. I am Janet Abel. President Bola Tinubu has nominated former Rivers South East Senator Magnus Abe as chairman of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, seeking the Senate confirmation for him and 20 other nominees to serve on the boards of the two key petroleum regulatory agencies. In separate letters to the Senate on Monday, the president requested expedited approval for board members of the NUPRC and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. Abe, who represented Rivers South-East in the Senate for 2 terms, previously served as a board member of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and currently chairs the National Agency of the Great Green World. According to a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Abe will lead the NUPRC board alongside other non-executive commissioners, including Paul Jesse, a former Trade Union Congress chairman in Kaduna, and Sunday Babalola, a former deputy director of the different departments of petroleum resources. The president also nominated 7 executive commissioners to the NUPRC board: Mohamed Lamido as executive commissioner for finance, Edu Inyang for exploration and acreage, Justin Ezala for economic regulation and strategic planning, and Henry Oki for development and production. The Independent National Electoral Commission has resumed the nationwide continuous voter registration exercise, signaling the start of the second phase of the process. The resumption, which took effect on Monday, was confirmed by the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Adedayo Oketola. The resumption follows the conclusion of the first phase of the CVR, which officially ended on December 10, 2025. INEC had earlier launched online pre-registration for the exercise on August 18, 2025, before rolling out physical registration at designated centers across the country on August 25, 2025. In a statement issued in December, the Commission disclosed that a total of 9,891,000 Nigerians initiated the online pre-registration process during the first phase of the exercise. According to the Commission, 2,572,000 registrations were fully completed nationwide as of November 28, 2025. This figure comprises 1,503,000 completed online registrations and 1,068,000 registrations concluded through physical enrollment. INEC explained that the interval between the 2 phases was utilized to carry out statutory activities required by law, including the display of the voters' register for claims and objections. There was significant security presence at local government offices in Osun State as staff resumed work, following an 11-month strike at Olorunda local government on Monday. Security operatives were stationed heavily, with the main gates locked and staff allowed entry through a smaller gate. As of 8:30 a.m., approximately 40 staff members had resumed work, engaging in friendly exchanges while contacting their colleagues to reassure them of a peaceful return to work. Corps members assigned to the council were also seen stationed at the entrance. Kunle Abdulmojid, the chairman of Olorunda local government, welcomed returning staff and encouraged those still at home to join in advancing the state. Similarly, Honorable Latona Rasak, vice chairman in Osogbo local government, commended the peaceful resumption and urged staff to expedite work in the interest of the public. He noted that under the leadership of Honorable Sahid Onibo Kunta, there will be impressive development ahead. Dr. Nathaniel Ogungbangbe, the state chairman of Norge, expressed his happiness at the full resumption of his members across local government, reiterating that there is currently no political herd in the council. On the sports scene, Ruben Amorim has been sacked as Manchester United manager 14 months after arriving at Old Trafford. The club announced on Monday. The decision was taken early Monday following what sources describe as an irreparable breakdown in international relations. Sport journalist David Osteen reported United leadership, led by Chief Executive Omar Berrada and Director of Football Justin Wickers, agreed to terminate Amorim's tenure after mounting tensions behind the scenes. Former United midfielder Darren Fletcher, who currently works as the club's under-18s coach, is expected to step in as interim manager. His first assignment will be Wednesday night's away fixture against Burnley, with the club planning to delay a permanent appointment until the summer. Amorim's exit comes on the heels of a turbulent weekend that saw him clash with the media before and after Sunday's draw with Leeds United at Elland Road. In his pre-match press conference, the Portuguese coach caught a frustrated figure, declining to address questions about transfers and whether he had been asked to modify his tactical philosophy. Since arriving at Old Trafford last year, Amorim had faced criticism over what some perceived as a rigid approach on the pitch. And now on the foreign scene, Donald Trump has again proposed annexing Greenland after Denmark's leader urged him to stop the threat over the island. Speaking to reporters, the U.S. president said Trump has repeatedly raised the prospect of the semi-autonomous Danish territory becoming an annexed part of the U.S., citing its strategic location for defense purposes and mineral wealth. Greenland's Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen responded by saying that's enough now and described the notion of U.S. control over the island as a fantasy. Earlier, Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen has said the U.S. has no right to annex any of the three nations in the Danish kingdom. Frederiksen added that Denmark and thus Greenland was a NATO member and covered by the alliance's security guarantee, and said a defense agreement granting the U.S. access to the island was already in place. The Danish Prime Minister released her statement after Katie Miller, the wife of one of Trump's senior aides, Stephen Miller, posted on social media a map of Greenland in the colors of the American flag alongside the word soon. And now to end the news, here is a recap of our stories. We told you that President Bola Tinubu has nominated former Rivers Southeast Senator Magnus Abe as chairman of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. We also told you that the Independent National Electoral Commission has resumed the nationwide continuous voter registration exercise, signaling the start of the second phase of the process. We told you that there was a significant security presence at local government offices in Osun State as staff resumed work following an 11-month strike. Ruben Amorim has been sacked as Manchester United manager 14 months after arriving at Old Trafford, the club announced on Monday. Lastly, we told you that Donald Trump has again proposed annexing Greenland after Denmark's leader urged him to stop the threats over the island. That ends the news on Esteem Radio Vision, Elisha, Osun State. The news was edited by Afolabi Adenipekun and was brought to you by Janet Abel. Thanks for listening. Good evening.